What if I told you that the global financial market is on the brink of chaos? And Europeans are about to feel the heat? The Dow, S&P 500, and Nasdaq futures are plunging. And the Bitcoin market is in free fall. Can you afford to lose half of your investments in just 3 days? Welcome to Smart Money Tips, the channel that gives you the financial truth they don't want you to know. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into the latest developments in the European financial market, including the US-Iran talks, AI trade, and the Bitcoin plunge. If you care about your money, hit subscribe right now, because what I'm about to reveal could change everything. The problem is that many Europeans are not prepared for the financial instability that's coming. According to a recent survey, 60% of Europeans are not saving enough for retirement, and 40% are struggling to make ends meet. In the EU, the average household debt is around €97,000, with countries like Greece and Portugal having even higher debt levels. For example, in Greece, the average household debt is around €130,000, while in Portugal it's around €120,000. This means that when the market plunges, many Europeans will be left with significant financial losses. In fact, during the 2008 financial crisis, the European stock market lost around 30% of its value, with some countries like Ireland and Spain losing over 50%. If a similar crisis were to happen today, the consequences would be devastating for many European families. Now, let's dive into the main content. Here are 3 key points that European investors need to know. Firstly, the Dow, S&P 500, and Nasdaq futures are plummeting due to the uncertainty surrounding the US-Iran talks and AI trade. For example, on January 3, 2020, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by 230 points, while the S&P 500 fell by 23 points. Secondly, the Bitcoin market is in free fall, with its market cap plummeting by nearly half in just 3 days. In fact, on March 12, 2020, the price of Bitcoin fell by over 40% in just 24 hours, wiping out millions of euros in investments. Thirdly, the South Korean stock market, also known as the KOSPI, has slumped by 8%. Triggering a circuit breaker and wiping out billions of euros in investments. For instance, on March 12, 2020, the KOSPI fell by 8.4%, with some stocks like Samsung and Hyundai falling by over 10%. These developments are having a ripple effect on the European financial market, with many European stocks and currencies feeling the heat. For example, the euro has fallen by around 2% against the US dollar in the past month, while the European stock market has lost around 5% of its value. So, what can European investors do to protect their money? Here's a practical tip. Diversify your investments by putting your money in different asset classes, such as stocks, bonds, and commodities. Consider investing in European companies that are less exposed to the US-Iran conflict and AI trade. For example, companies like Nestlé and Roche in Switzerland, or companies like Sanofi and Total in France. You can also consider investing in index funds or ETFs that track the European stock market, such as the Euro Stoxx 50 or the MSCI Europe. Additionally, consider keeping a portion of your investments in cash or cash equivalents, such as euros or US dollars, to avoid significant losses in case the market plunges. That's everything for today. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button. It helps more Europeans find this truth. Subscribe for daily financial insights. I'll see you in the next one. Stay smart. Stay wealthy.